Hey everyone, I hope you're doing better than I am. I'm sick. I've not been able to stream or play much over the last couple of days because I know I'm coming down with the flu. It hasn't fully hit me yet. I'm still walking, but I know it's going to hit soon. I did not work today and I shouldn't be streaming tonight, but I feel like I just want to play this for a little bit, just to put a stream in. It'll be a short one, probably about 2 hours or so, but we'll see how we go. I legit feel terrible, chat, but we'll see how tonight goes. I just said that, didn't I? Expect a lot of this tonight, unfortunately. Chat is on Twitch, Spring Carcass, Ghost Croatia, Golden Gas. Hope you're all doing well, fellas. Just sorting out my windows. And I need to show you something that I did earlier this week. Let's put YouTube over there. There. So, earlier this week, I can't tell you what day at this point, I decided to redo my notes. I've not done all of my pictures and stuff. I've basically deleted everything here and redone it all. And what I've done is I've made a list of things to do. So on the left-hand side, I still think there's something to do with castle, cats. Don't know what that's about. I should really bring up a highlighter like that. The chest rooms, I've listed out what I know. I've listed out the permanent upgrades we get, and I do want to switch to night if possible to get the armory. I believe that is the last shop in the directory that we need to get. But while I was listening to these, I saw the Queen, and the Queen is pretty awful. It basically means that if we craft a room on the west wing, we lose 5 steps, we gain 1 key. But I'm wondering, if we craft her ladyship's chamber, do we get the diary key? There is a queen piece in that room. I'm thinking that might be a thing. As for the rest, bishop, not sure why I'd need that. Rook, also not sure why I'd need that unless I'm looking for the conservatory, which could be very useful. I've listed the anti-chamber levers, I've not listed the admin codes. I'm not going to read all this out. Basically, that's what I'm doing in the underground, the apple orchard, the shrine, which I still need to do, stuff that I can smash and build. Reason furnace is pretty huge. The safe and office codes. I was watching my footage earlier this week and I have seen something with the drafting studio. I've seen something. And if I get there, I'll show that to you. We've got another vault deposit box. I need to look at the ransom notes. The clock tower, I've also seen something there. I'll show you that when I get in game. And yeah, security, still don't know what to do there. Gallery, no idea. Classrooms, I need more. Planetarium, we'll be getting to 50 stars shortly, so I want to check that out. And yeah, just lots of fun stuff like that. But that is basically my to-do list that I want to try and knock off some of, if possible. Let's just get into it because I don't know how long this stream is going to last. Hopefully I'm still alive by the end of it. If I remember correctly, I have a lot of money to start. Blessing of the Gardener is still active. That's useless. I don't know if I need to log into the computer to activate that from RCA. I will. I'm reasonably certain... What about that gem? I'm reasonably certain that by doing experiments, that increases the radiation level. Alright, so this is something that I actually wanted to check, and I'm not going to read things because I can barely read at the moment, so I can barely speak. So I want to check if there's something hiding in there. I did check on the previous stream to see if there was anything missing, but we've got 100% now. I want to see if there's anything in here. Anything that looks interesting. Skip ahead 5 minutes if you're watching on YouTube. Typically left as opposed to always left. Interesting. I need to determine whose bedroom is whose. So black prints of the tomb and the throne room, and I think that's it. Again, typically. Are there other ways of doing it? Doesn't mention black there at all. So there are a couple of rooms with dead ends and quotes on the description. Apparently that is a thing that is coming. So the compass symbol is a drafting type. The classrooms are the most prominent, I think. Okay, selecting one of the three options is drafting, whatever. Splitting hairs there again, but okay. Yeah, okay, so the West Wing is going to be the 9 rooms, thinking about the Queen's Gambit or whatever it is. Yeah, I'm thinking about the ballroom again, those steps. We don't see that door. You see the steps instead. The houses are 46 rooms, the estate is everything. That's kind of how I feel at the moment. All the question marks are gone. Nothing I'm missing there. Nah, not the tab button on this DualSense. Some unique special keys that can unlock special doors, like the basement key, for example, or rooms that only appear in specific locations in the house, such as 46. Room 46, and the foundation, perhaps. Mind you've got the garage and her ladyships and whatever else, so that could all be the same thing. What can raise our luck? Marked on their floor plan by Clover. I'll look into that. Luck. Are there any other power sources? Whoa. You're getting screenshotted. I'm not reading this. Same number of letters found in the gallery. Okay. 10th rank is 46. Off my lungs up in the background. I've seen 7 shops. I believe the armory is the 8th. Finished reading that book at the end of the previous stream. I will not be reading a book tonight. That is not happening. If I see the library, I'll go for it, but I'm not reading a book. I need to book out a book right now or check out a book, but I'm not reading it. So I assume special floor plans are just floor plans that require gems. Several ways to increase the amount of stars here. I've seen that now. The planetarium, the observatory, and experiments. I need more trophies. Okay. So I mentioned the clock tower. Seeing that there? Sacred hour. When I was adding it to the drafting pool in the drafting room, I saw the words "time is sacred." And if we go upstairs, we read the note. The first letter of each sentence, reading it from top to bottom, says sacred. It seems quite interesting to me. So we've got, yeah, raise your luck with each green room you draft in this cloister. So, what other rooms do luck? I'm curious. Is it just those two? Yeah, if I want the mechanarium, I believe I have to craft an additional mechanical room because we've only got 6. We need 7, I think. Alright, that's one thing done, and I did get something out of that, but I don't know what it means. I'm carrying 81 coins. just making it an even AC. Alright. What have I got? I don't believe the description has changed other than it's now a breakfast nook. Huge. Don't know what I want yet. That said, we do have a lot of green rooms coming with courtyards, so let's hope I can find a shovel. And I may as well go for green again. I know that's a better play. That should be enough. That should be more than enough. Ugh. Bloody hell. Give me a shovel, please. That was a mistake. Just burned one of my shoulders. There's something else in the aquarium, I'll go back for that. Or is there? I don't know, let me just solve this and move on. Very nice. huge. I'll go back for it, but I don't think there'll be anything good in there. Also, I guess I could have used the, okay, let's go for that. Haven't done that before. I had a cloister, but not this. Hello. So I want to make green rooms off this if I can. I suppose Garner would be happy with what we did here. Colonnade surrounding an enclosed and seemingly inaccessible garden, a statue of Renner, the paragon of gardening, has been placed here at the behest of the gardener, who should be very pleased to see his dream fulfilled. I think that's difference. Huge. The lab was the better play there, and I know it, but I want to see the luck. Maybe a key card or something. I don't feel terribly lucky at the moment. There is literally no point in doing this. I really want some magnifying glass, pretty please. So I can bring it back here. Look at those stamps. And also go out and set the sundial on fire, perhaps. I will open this, because this offers us a path through the antechamber if we need it. Just chugging some water. Christ. Getting all the green rooms on this run. Give me a magnifying glass, please. That's the combination. That's what I'm missing. Okay. I should have screenshotted that, but I will remember that for sure. I won't possibly forget. I'd love to go observatory, but let's go security. Still don't know what's make of these monitors. It's pointing to the office and it's pointing to the archive. Why? There's a very low chance that I'll get the freezer. That said, I've got lots of work with here. I can go outside, go up through the foundation. I've got a key card. Well, let's go with that. That's interesting. Is that going to synergize with the shelter? Is that going to synergize with the freezer if I build that now? I don't know. The lab's too good to ignore. Kidank, how you doing, dude? Hope you're doing better than me. Let's go with that because we've been in the secret garden. Huge. Okay, let me check this. That's gotta be the experiment doing that. It has to be. Okay, I need a workshop. Pretty please. Screw the freezer, I want a workshop. I'm going for that. There's a chance we may get... no. I was hoping for the coin purse and or the rapids force. I often find the rapids force in this room here. That's fine, I can just retreat out the way I came. I won't bother with the freezer. Got a lot of big points as well which we can grab. Grab that which we absolutely do not need. For increased luck, I'm not doing terribly well. Gems are not the issue. Nothing's really the issue here, honestly. I've got to retreat back for the other rooms anyway, so I don't mind doing that. Give me a workshop, please. Okay, I don't want that because that's going to dilute the loot pool in further. Good boy. I'm okay with that. That's also potentially huge. Is there something in here? Well, there is now. Let me go back here. It could be apples. Which? So, where's the nearest computer? I want to go back and check it up on burning the steps. Give us this. How you doing, dude? Thank you. Appreciate it. Tonight is going to be a short one. Unless you know I get on a bender and manage to unlock a whole bunch of new things and decide not to quit. Bender's the wrong word, but I'm tired. Can't think straight. What's the best way to go here? Definitely into security because that is the only way to go. It's either that or I draft an office, which I don't want. Yeah, that's it. It's the experiment. It has to be. So, it wouldn't have mattered if I didn't make that because I've got 8 keys. But that's good to know. Barking dogs you can hear there are being triggered by the kennel. Basically, if I dig something up, all the doors get unlocked. However, we have already unlocked all the doors by way of using the bomb shelter. Give me a workshop, please. That's a good consolation prize. 50 stars. Do we get something new? The book we read in the planetarium suggests so. That's new. Wow. You may spend stars to draw new floor plans. That seems like a terrible idea. The stars are precious and I didn't want to swap them with my allowance in the laundry room earlier, so I'm not convinced that I want to swap them with, you know, floor plans. I mean, look at that. Christ. I don't mind that. Never mind, we're sheltered. We're not sheltered from the dark room though. I don't have a breaker closet. Let's go for drawing room. Definitely don't want that. I'm still worried about those steps. Convince us at this point that they mean something. Everything in this game means something. I'll take the closet. I'll pop up through the foundation if needed. That is not the item that I wanted. I'm doing this in hope that I can find the coin purse and the other item, the lucky rabbit's foot, but even though we increased our luck, it's just not showing up. What's that? That stays open. I believe that's a lie. Did I miss that earlier? The 8th and... The 8th angel points to our dreams. I missed that earlier. I'll screenshot that and pull it in later, but there's no rush. Let's get rid of that magnifying glass and then do it. Oh, I've got to go to the mail room with magnifying glass. Shit. And there's no easy way back other than going there. I really want to go there though to look at the stamps. Let me clear out this path first. The 8th angel, whoever that is, points to our dreams. Corridor. Can I smash anything here? It doesn't seem so. It really looks like I could only smash those vases in the entrance hall. Conservatory, yes please. Yeah, the foyer, I definitely want that to be a little bit more common. Cost a loss, but the key change is huge. Nurse station, I'll make that standard, because that's the sort of thing I want to find later in the floor plan. Music room, I don't really want to change that. I think that's okay as is. Silver key can never get used. Give me a workshop, please. The loose steps here, that's fine. Come on. That sucks. Right, unless I get a workshop here, the run is pretty much done. Right, I'm too tired to think about this. White box is true. True. The other two boxes are false. That must be true. That means that one's false. That's contradiction, so this is false. True. False. False. Which means the gems are in there. Wait. Yeah. That's false and the gems are in there. If that's false, then the other two boxes must be true. And that's contradiction right there, so the gems are here. I do not need the gems, but I need to solve the puzzles for the trophy. Give me a workshop, please. No. Damn it, game. Gave me the compass as well. That really sucks. Is that just money? We'll never know because I can't get in that room. Let me go to the driveway and see what's happened outside. I believe at this point, all I can really do is go to the mail room and end it. That sucks. I got what I needed. Got a lot of money. I can't purchase anything with it. Oh, wow. Holy shit. Anything unique out here? And to me, this is pointless because I don't have a freezer. There's nothing I can do with it. Didn't even look at the number on this. I don't have the code check, so... I could have gone for the code check. I could maybe check that in and go for the vault on another day. All that's in there at the moment is the master key, and the only reason I've not lost the master key, or I'm keeping it, is because it's expensive. And it's from the showroom. Yeah, that's the electromagnets. Make some more wishes, please. Right, having done that, now I need to die. There's nothing else I can do. Let me just go to the mail room and take a look at those letters. I've got to go in here and I've got to dig up the previous room. Anything in here? No. More money. I would love one more apple just to see just how much dirt gets spread on the driveway. So I'm sort of setting that the green room run can be very useful for reaching room 46. But that is not my goal right now. $140 coins. That's crazy. Alright, let me check that. I've got the step and I'm learning. And by step, I mean steps in the plural. There's a limit to it? Wow, okay, I've learned nothing. That's the ray for archeries. That's one part of it. Vera Shores. Horses was mentioned in Realm and Rune, wasn't it? Morajai uses boats. I do wonder whether we'll get to look at all of these in the library or not. So this is Raja. That looks very rainy. Which means we'll just need to brute force the transportation method. The rays. Dirigibles for nuance? Yeah. I can barely make out what it says down the bottom there. The White Sea of Yori or something. Rinda. She looks very familiar. Archeries, we've seen that before. Fog we are lost, in fire we are found. And that one is... I'm not actually sure. Okay. What do I need for arch areas? Correction, what do I need for Araja? We've got the exterior, we've got that. We know the weather now, don't we? The weather is rainy. Let me go down and see if I can brute force that. I feel that's something I can do at least. We know 3 parts, we just don't know the transportation method. I don't have an office or a study, so there's no point trying to unlock a new chess piece. And I don't have a workshop, so there's no point going over there. Okay. So, which one is rain? We're looking for 3 straight lines like that. What I'm looking at here. That's the transportation method. That's the color. That's the society. So the only thing I need to brute force is the transportation method. Just going to pick up my notes on the other screen, or Realm and Rune rather. So that is naval capabilities. I don't believe it's naval based on the other stamp we saw. That is roads, streets and carriages. Nice, that's. That I believe is camels. Horseback, rough trails. Nice, that's. That is railroads, same as render areas. There we go. So that's interesting. That piece there is clearly not the top left piece of that. It's like one of the pieces over to the left or right. Because if it was the top left, then we would see a ray in the middle of that, but we don't. Okay, progress. I'll try reading this, but don't expect much. Are those dates? As if so, maybe this is how we determine where he went. Assuming he was Herbert. Well, of course it was Herbert. I was a little disappointed that there has not been a drop of rain during my time here, as every Iraqi story I've ever heard has begun with rain. I suppose the anecdotes I make on this trip will have to do without that flammable setting. However, even without the rain, the puddles and ponds that dot the countryside make this place feel different than home. What's that say? Lawyer Yenna? Are your loon? Don't know what that means. Can I translate that maybe? Lawyer Yenna. Are your loon? Give me a sec. I just want to go back to one of the other ones here. And I want to see if he signs off his letters the same way. It is not. Talks about travel. That is one of the components of these sigils. Right, 3 sigils are unlocked. See underneath the permanent additions, we have an additional symbol. Let's unlock the Morojai box. Did we have a variation? Puzzle boxes of Morojai spread to Raja not through port towns as they had in other realms, but by train routes from the north. When violet tiles were introduced, they were created as a simple reflection of the variation first introduced by Archery some years earlier. When violet tiles are pressed, they move south. Okay. Okay. The red one seems bad because that's just going to convert that into red like that, and it locks everything up. Oh, I forgot I could do that though. Okay, let me give this some thought. We can flip these two here. Does that help me at all? I want to say yes, but I don't understand how just yet. These move south, so this will be used to move this to the north row. That can be used to bring it back up, but how does that help me? Because at the moment the south row is locked unless I want to bring something down, but that doesn't seem helpful. Ah, I could do that. Okay, hang on. There we go, hang on. Now, how do I get the green and the black on the same row again? I'm not convinced I can. Never mind, we do that. Okay. I'm not even sure how I did this, but fine. Either one should work here, correct? I'll take my 2 allowance and enjoys. Okay, well that was productive, but I think I'll call it a day here. I don't believe there's anything else I can do, which is unfortunate because look at that inventory. Once again, Vault Key 304. We lose the Blessing of the Gardener, which I consider to be a bonus because that means it'll keep me away from the green rooms. Hopefully. Not sure if I crafted any new rooms there or not, and honestly I don't care, I can't think straight. I think I can do one more run. Hopefully I get something useful done. I say that, although I just unlocked another sigil, which has got to count for something. Look at that though, I lose all my money. That's depressing. I'll try, but I don't think I can do it. I don't think I have the gems for it. So once again, I'm not sure there's any real need to come inside here. So thinking about the archery sigil, I think it's yellow based on... Let me just look at my notes, give me a sec. It is chugging. Yeah, I think it's yellow based on that. We know it's stormy. We don't know what type of society it is or what kind of transportation they use, which is at least 2 things that we would have to brute force, so I don't believe that's going to be an option. Just resetting the old Gaso there as well, because of that little crackle. Alright, let's do it again. I fucking hate this game, honestly. Why couldn't you give me that on the previous run? Why? Here's what it is, I guess. Alright, that's one. Is this particular buff, while drafting in class, you may draw new floor plans one time for each compass room in your house. It seems designed so that we can do something like this. I'll go for the library. I'm going to take that. Apparently that one's long, I'm not going to read that, and that one, I don't know. But again, I want a magnifying glass before I read that, and I don't want to read it tonight because, in case you can't tell, I'm very sick. It doesn't say how many sigils I've unlocked. Chucky, fully sick. Yep. You know us. How you doing, dude? Halfway under dartboards, 33 parlours. I'm not that far away. I thought it told me somewhere where I'd solved the sigils, but... Okay, so they're all showing up there, which shows me the weather in some of them and transportation methods in others. I want to come back there with a magnifying glass, although I do see potentially that we have 2 stamps for... No, never mind. I'm looking at the one down the bottom right there, and I thought there might have been 2 stamps, but I can see that all of the stamps have borders and some of them just aren't painted within the line, so to speak. Okay. If I get a classroom here, I'll go for it, but it means I've only got one path, I think. I need gems. I'll go with that. I need gems. Plus, I have got the metal detector, so maybe I'll be okay. Emphasis on the maybe. That one. That classroom could kill me instantly, and I know it. What are they doing there? Box next to this box contains gems, true. The box next to this box displays a false statement, that has to be false. So if that's false, that's false. Then we don't know where the gems are. False, true, that's been here. Whoever it was who made that comment, I did read it, thank you. I still don't understand it. The best I can tell is basically it is Schrödinger's box. I'll go back. Classroom here would be nice. We're not going to get it. Alright, do I have what I need? Was it the metal detector? It was. Alright, we can do something before we end this run. I have a workshop. Yeah, you know what, I'm going to buy this out. 17 gems. Den. Classrooms now will be very nice. Nice to get them early, but that was in the interest of trying to keep the run alive. That will do. It's grade 2, it does drive me into a corner, but now I can proceed. So this was the classroom that taught me about math, which I already know. And I don't know where this run's going to die if I'll run into a weights room sooner rather than later, so let's sacrifice the metal detector for that. Is the reservoir drained? I don't think so. Fountain's full though, which does concern me. Alright, do I have something here? I feel like it's been years since I've seen this bloody implement. Does this work? I was getting very worried when it didn't show up immediately. That was weird. That doesn't look scorched to me, but okay, fine. Whoa. I've got no idea what's with that combination, but okay, and okay, we're coming back. That's why I can unplug and plug them in, I guess. So... somewhere over there is the view that looks over the Arindian ruins, or over towards Reddington. Can't really see it through here though. Burning a lot of steps, but I don't mind. This is progress. No, I'm not inserting the microchips today. Nice here anyway. That closes up. I can imagine that once we put them in here, we can just retrieve them again. What we got? What the hell? It's a freaking satellite dish. The satellite dish has been permanently unlocked and added to your campsite. There was more to... I thought we were done, okay. New experimental data packets can now be uploaded to the laboratory from Sinker, and inbound electronic mail and communications from off-site will no longer be blocked. Got HBO on the mansion. I've never watched HBO. I'm looking forward to it. I thought we were done with the permanents. Wow. Experimental data packets can now be uploaded to the lab. Inbound electronic mail. Okay, we need to check everything again. So if I grab one of those, do we lose it? I'll put it back in because I don't see the point in going back to the ruins other than admiring the view. Wow, okay, I thought we were done. You got me, game. I thought we were done. Do I want to know? Not yet. But I'm speculating it's safe to remove. Let me go and see if we can get a security, or we can't get a shelter. I do. I want classrooms, don't I? I do. I've got 17 gems. I should be able to make something work from this run. Done with the experiments, huh? No, not that. I thought, Raphine, how you doing? Sorry, I thought you were Shaki. Is this the first time I've had lice? You mean the burning glass? No. I've definitely had it once before. Oh, I've got to go downstairs to the torture room. Shit. I'll go down there shortly. Let me just try and keep the run alive first. It begins again, so we're going to get Inkwell a lot now, which is not great. I don't think that's useful unless I've got a massive surplus of stars. That's not good. I'm going to go for the foyer. Is this the first time you've had lights? Okay, when you say lights, what are you talking about then? Because I thought you were talking about the burning glass here. If you're talking about that, then yeah, I'll go for that. If you're talking about that, these are going to be locked. Don't do the vestibule because that seems like a bad idea. Did you mean burning glass? Did you mean that you were talking about? Yeah, I forgot to go down there. 7 locked doors in here, which is not great. I'm going to go this way because that'll probably lead me to the foundation. Need to learn things. Right, grade 3. We get to perform science in grade 3. Right, science makes some more screenshots. Science worksheet directions. Use the elements below to form the answers to each question below. H2O in liquid state is called... I don't even recognize half of those elements. H2O in gaseous state is called... I was going to say gas, but no. That's got the same word in it. That is steam. We've seen this before. But what is the point of that? Oh wow. Jacob, you're a fucking moron. That disrespect. Alright, no one knows that water in gaseous state is how this game was released on PC. Can't do it. Gotta keep the run alive. See if there's any dirt down here. There is not. Struggling to recall if the reservoir is at the level that I need it to be at. That's tempting, but I won't go for it. Let's go for the... I've got a shovel. Let's go for the planetarium. That said, I don't have a sledgehammer, so hopefully there's something really nice in here. Need some keys. I need a locksmith. I know this one's good. Yep, let's do that. Grade 4. Okay, I need to screenshot these for sure. This is what we saw in room 46. What's that called? The Ore Sphere, 3rd era. Sacred Circle. Oh, there's a lot here. There's a lot here, holy shit. Dude's holding the coffers. As I say, the Spiral of Stars. The North Circle. And this one was just going to be harder to look at. Yeah. The Outer Circle, the planets, the angels. Is clips in clips? Oh, get me over there, please. Teacher, your chair's blocking the way, you're too fat. Okay, never mind. I tried to find that on the other one, but I couldn't see it. Seeker of Signs. Top left. Spear 3rd era. And that's the Ore Sphere 3rd era. Spiral of Stars. Unfortunately, YouTube has spoiled me on that in a certain thumbnail. North Circle. Sacred Circle. There's potentially a lot there. This is where I wish I had the magnifying glass. But I sacrificed it for the greater good. Okay. I don't think I'll do this now because I'm very tired and I need to stop streaming shortly because I'm feeling sick. There are 7 realms. But the sanctum downstairs strongly implies there are 8. Alright, let's screenshot that. I'll try and figure this out later. 5 is 7 there as well. Like, we know the one at the top right there is Archeries, and the one below it is Render. So yeah, I can definitely probably figure this out for myself, and what it's going to... Oh, what's that? I hope this isn't a political statement. What the hell does that mean? Alright, so I'll probably decode that at the start of the next stream. I'll do it live. But right now I want to move on and I want to head down into the basements before I forget to do this and run out of steps. We have a security door over there, which is not great. I've got no way through it at the moment. I suppose I can light those. No. I'd also like to see the chapel, but... Yep, that's at the correct level. Let's go check that out. I did raise the rarity of the chapel, so it may turn up sooner rather than later, but I don't know. Can I light anything down here? That flame effect on those candles. Where this leading to? Another blueprint, perhaps? Oh wow, it's so dark down here. Another foreman's log. I will screenshot that even though it's probably nothing. After writing, sorry, I'm just on a screenshot list at the same time and read, that doesn't work. After waiting the better part of 3 weeks for the equipment to be carefully hoisted down a cliffside one piece at a time, the waiting is finally over. Today we begin our formal foray into the mountain and begin excavation of the first tunnel, the first of many. To prevent further delays, Thomas Sinclair has generously volunteered to install a freight lift to facilitate both personal transports. However, after seeing his ornate designs, one can't help but feeling the Baron's delicate taste might be better suited for the ballroom crowd. Regardless of the particulars, I'm sure my crew won't object to riding down to the tunnels in fashionable style. I assume that's the elevator that we saw outside, with the 4 gasolines we needed to twist. And I know where this is going to lead. So that doesn't help me terribly much because we've already unlocked the front side. I mean, how does that help me? I'm thinking about the boat location. If the boat location is on the south side of the lake as it is right now, then what we can do from the very start of the day is pop up through the foundation, but we need the key card for that. I've got to be honest, I was expecting more. I mean, I know exactly where that leads me, so I'm not going to go out there. I'm trying to think how this shortcut is useful. It can get me to the south side of the lake. There's nothing here at this point. All we've got is the back entrance to the tomb, perhaps. But that's only if I've drafted it. Just gives me an option to manipulate the boat, I guess. That if the boat is on the south side, we can move it to the north, but then we need to go through the foundation anyway to get out, or we need to go through the tunnels to go back up to the fountain. Not seeing how that's useful just yet. Kebab, hope you're doing well, dude. Hope you're doing better than me. Thank you for dropping by. And indeed, anyone watching on Twitch, thank you for dropping by. Thank you for putting up with me. I'll definitely call it after this run. Can I turn on these lights, maybe? It's dark in here. I'm likely to be eaten by a Gru. I just want to turn on some lights. Yeah, let's go back to the foundation. I need to go back to the Great Hall. I've only got one key. And if that key fails, then I'm screwed. And that is basically the end of the run. I've got a shovel. Problem I've got is I've got no idea which door in the Great Hall is going to lead me to the next exit. No. I was hoping for a key. Can't get in there. Yeah, the Great Hall was a bad choice, wasn't it? And that, I believe, is our run. Shaki, the dig spot in the cellar has a key for sure. Really? I'll take your word for it. And I'll go for it, and then I'll try on the next door, and I'll probably fluff that as well, but... I mean, the spot where we found the lost and found. Because if that's the case, I wonder if we can dig up the microchip again. You talking about here or somewhere else? Because I'm not aware of any big spots in here other than the spot that we dug up. Ah, the wine cellar for 3 gems, thank you. I saw that earlier and thought about it, and then I immediately forgot about it. Can't do anything with those. So, question, I don't mind being spoiled on this. Is that RNG that was key? Did you just guess correctly, or does it always have a key in there? Which one do we want? Total guess. Fair enough. I'll try this one. Is the run dead? Yep. Curse you, locked door. Let's go to the planetarium and end it. I hate this room. It's only good if you've been through a foyer. So we got to classroom 4. We've unlocked the satellite dish, which seems massive. I need to get into a laboratory to test that though. I'll do one more run. I'll make it quick. And we'll see if we get a lab. Or indeed any other kind of rustic campus, library, and 4 classrooms. Huh. The problem with the classrooms is that they're an L-shaped room. They don't leave much room for expansion. But we potentially get a lot of re-rolls out of them, which is good. Another permanent unlock. I thought we were done with those. I'll do it. I really don't know if that increases my luck or not. Let's go with that. You'd think it could give me a shovel or some fruit to eat down here, but no. So, office security and lab are my top priorities. Where were you when I needed you? really should be going for the shops, shouldn't I? I've got the money, I may as well spend it. Just like that. Fuck. I'll take that. Let's say the other option is better because it's 2 right now instead of 3 or 0. And we get 2 tomorrow. Gems in a box of the false statements. Let's say that's true. Blue box is false. That's false. White box is false. That's true. So let's say that's true. Blue box is false. White box is false. That's true. Let's say that's false. That means the gems in the box for the true statements. Blue box is false. That's... I just said that was false. Blue box is false. That's true. White box is false. That's false. Does that work? Gems in a box of the false statement. True. That means it's false. They're in there. White box is false. That is true. So we have true, true, false, which means the gems are in there. Well, let's pretend this is now false. The gems in a box of the false statement, that's false, which means they are in a box with the true statements. The blue box is false, that is true. White box is false, that is false. Both ways they work out to be in here. Good. I'm tired, I'm cranky, I just want to go to bed, but I've been sleeping most of today, so, you know. Yes please. Never mind, I don't have a shovel yet. Come on. No shovel. Where's my security room? That'll solve all my key problems, but it may kill me immediately. Gonna give me inkwell again? Yep, it's like we're starting again. Which makes me wonder if it is actually worth burning some... You burn some keys for that. It makes me wonder if it's worth burning stars. Nice. That's worthless. That's gonna burn all my gems, so let's not do that just yet. Alright. Can I do it from here, or do I need the lab? There's no need to change that second one, but it's what it is. I believe I've read all this. Yeah, I definitely freaked out when I saw the waste room. Hello? Don't know if I could do that through security earlier. Sync a data packet transfers satellite status online, press enter to view available data packets, press escape to return to network menu. That's not how my controller works, but okay. One data packet is currently available. Source Sync Labs, packet 001 advanced experiments. A collection of lab experiments designed for experienced technicians. Press E to download packet. Once again, this is not how this works. Or form. I'd love to be able to check the email, but I believe I need to be in the lab for that. Data packet permanently installed. Data packet contains 8 new experimental triggers, 8 new experimental effects. Oh, wow. What the actual hell? But each room with a fireplace you draft? Come on, how am I supposed to remember that? The next 10 times you view your map, lose 10 steps and then... That's huge! That's enormous. I mean, we lose 10 steps. But if I'm near a nurse's station, I can get them back. And that lets me trigger the experiments at will. All a different anti-chamber lever. Each time we draft it to my room, what have we got on the right there? Remove a crate from the tunnel is incredibly interesting. One random item set keys to 0, that's terrible. Permanently increase lockpicking skill. Unseal an anti-chamber door? So the question is, has this replaced what I've got, or is it in addition? I think I need to sneeze. Magnifying glass, please. If I see the library, I'm not going for it. Does that replace what I've got? Because I really want to concentrate on my allowance. Oh god, I'm going to sneeze, chat. I think I'm going to sneeze. I'm possibly going to sneeze. There is a possibility, a distinct possibility, that I may sneeze. No, it's, I mean, what the fuck is that? And all of those are pretty bad. But remove crates from the tunnel? Is there more beyond the tunnel blueprint that we picked up? There must be. That's what that is saying. Okay, well, this run could die immediately. It won't, not yet anyway. That would have been useful in the pool room. I'm going to make that and hope that I don't immediately kill the run. And yeah, I'm aware that I can use stars to not kill the run, but I'd rather not use my stars. If I have to kill the run here, I don't mind. Because I'm sick of looking at that vault key. Give me a shovel, please. Ugh. Not shovels, but I'll take them anyway. Salt shaker is not that useful. Huge. Fuck. Huge, but no good. Yeah, I'll take it. What's my experiments? Let's find a shovel. Nothing? No idea what you're doing in here, but okay, fine. What's in the magnifying glass on the previous run? Not this one. Let me rotate the kitchen so we go to the east wing. So I've remembered now that I've got the key card, which means that I can go into the foundation and pop up from there. I guess the salt shaker would have been a good investment, but I don't think that far ahead, do I? That'll be enough steps to get me through this. Yeah, I'll take it. And hope that there's a shovel out here, and there is not. Right, we're not done yet. So I feel like I'm close to it. Chucky, thank you. That's the sort of advice I appreciate it, because I'm not with it at the moment. Fuck. I'm not with it tonight at all. I'm going to call it quits after this. Right, so we're going to get a lot of gold for doing this. Which means that if I can RTA into the lab, and I totally can. No, I need to RTA into the shelter. Never mind. Let's purchase those last bananas. I'm going to need them because I'm burning all these steps now. I really should have bought the salt shaker, but whatever, I don't care. I'm tired. I want to go to bed. Damn though. Remove crates from the tunnel seems very interesting. You're wondering why I didn't dig it up? It's because I'm losing my mind, dude. I'm a sick boy tonight. I actually don't want coins, I want trash. There was definitely something in here, but I don't remember where. It was in the hallway. It was. I think there was one in the garage as well. And a storeroom. I'd love some gems and or a certain key to a certain vault so I can stash it. Nice. Can't open that. Alright, let's go. Thinking that boat is on the south edge at the moment. That might have on the north edge, I took it back. I'm trying to think how this new shortcut is useful. I mean, it's nice to have, don't get me wrong, but I'm trying to think how it's actually useful. So I've got to go down there, and that'll get me down to the north side of the lake. The same as using the fountain, so we can leave the fountain full. I clearly see that. But even with the fountain drained, I wasn't seeing the advantage to that shortcut either compared to this one, which is... It just seems very OP unless there's a reason to go to the other side of the lake. At the end of the day, whether I can access the house from here or not is dependent on whether the elevator's up and running. I don't know. I'll do it. Bad call. What have I done with the reservoir so far? So I've drained it all the way to the bottom and found the sanctuary key down there. And I've also drained it to 6 and found the safe house. Huge. Yeah, I need to make that, don't I? That is the other recipe that I'm missing, and I really should screenshot that. Goodness. One sec, little doggos. Oh, wow. Why is there so much dirt in here? I'm okay for resources except gems. Hey, you. Crafted hovel outside, I have. Didn't see anything interesting there, though. How do I get gems? Ideally, I get gems from the rooms at the earlier ranks, but that time is well and truly past. Should have gone for a redraw there, that was a mistake. Hall pass is not terribly helpful. We're terrified that I'm going to draft the library with one of these archives. Okay, let's go for the morning room. We lose a lot of real estate though. No, okay, on this run I drafted the root cellar. Not the hovel. The hovel is the one that replaces gems with steps. I'll do it. So that'll keep me alive for a tiny bit longer. Still think there might be a pattern of steps that I need to take in here, based on that diagram. Observatory. Right, the rotunda, I don't mind that being rare. And I don't understand why that's important. Like, what is the advantage of that over, say, passageway? It's not even a mechanical room according to this. Oh, where is it? That's not a mechanical room. The drawing room, I wouldn't mind that being, that's already commonplace, that's fine. Locksmith, I'm happy with where all of these are at the moment, so I'm not going to sync with any of those. I would like to make the conservatory more common. Locker room, let's see. What am I trying to do here? I'm not even sure what I'm trying to do with this run at the moment. I'll go for the locker room. That spreads keys throughout the house. I don't think I'm going to find anything new in here though. Really, all I want is some gems. So once again, I've got to purchase the salt shaker, but I don't care. We're seeing that. So hopefully I can find a couple of keys on the way out as I go towards the kennel. I suppose there's a dig spot in here. I know I wouldn't work on the lockers, but I'll live in hope. I do have the master key banked, I know. I kind of don't want to go back for it though because I'm lazy. Plus, I don't think the master key would work on the lockers. If it does, let me know, pretty please. Okay, that was bad. I just lost the gems that I just picked up. Whoops. Don't remember. It doesn't work on the... Sorry, 1 moment. Good boy. It doesn't work on trunks and things. It only works on doors, so that made me think that it would not work on... Oh god. I made a huge mistake. Possibly. I didn't realize we could do 2 of those. Okay. Today I learned. So this door here is now unlocked. I'll go back for those, even though there's probably nothing in there. Let's go for the... Shit. I've got to go for that, don't I? Unless we get lucky again and get a dig point here containing a key. I think our run is over. Do I want to do one more or not? I don't know if I've got it in me. That said, there are keys spread throughout the house, so I should be able to find one just by looking around here. The metal detector should go off. That's annoying. I didn't think of potentially leaving those up so that if I got doggos later, they could set it off, but it was immediate, so, you know. Yeah, I've got to run all the way back out here. Guaranteed key indeed. You are correct as always. Yeah, I'll find a key or two. We'll go north, but I'll end the stream after this because I'm tired. I need to get some rest. So, what have I done today? I've unlocked another sigil. We've unlocked a satellite dish. I've got classrooms 3 and 4. I'm not sure what the third classroom is about other than it talks about elements. The fourth classroom is geography, and that appears to be very helpful for room 46. Got new experiments? Yep. Doesn't feel like I've accomplished much, but I know I have. Right, can I dig this up again? I've got a shovel now. No. No guarantee key there either. I have all the money I can purchase whatever from the commissary, but we're not going to get anything. Let's unlock the garage, or the car at least. Thing is, at this point, I know there's not going to be that much in here. Not that much that's unique, unless maybe it's a shit ton of gold. I believe it's just going to lead me to a coffer of Mount Holly in the dormitory. What were those kids doing? We will never know. Reason would be nice to try and save my money, but as we saw at the start of today, it doesn't mean anything if we don't get the opportunity to spend it. Yeah, I'm reasonably certain that the master key will not help us. I don't need that. I don't think it would help us in the locker room. It would definitely help us with the doors that I'm trying to get through to the north, for sure, but I've got nothing that I want to swap it with at the moment. Wow, that's stingy. We've got 31 rooms, I think. And it only spread 4 keys throughout the house. That seems very stingy. Thinking security. I really want to craft a lab so that we can check the mail. It mentions incoming mail is now good. So when though, what I'll do is I'll find a scenic view and then switch back to my notes and then update them ever so slightly. Where am I going? I'm tired. I'll check out what's in the dormitory, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a coffer of Mount Holly. I don't know if there's a limited amount of those or what. I suspect there aren't because of the way we're getting treasure maps on the various runs. But I mean, I don't know the end of that sentence, so I'll just stop there. I'm hoping it gives me, say, a vault key. Yeah, I think every time I've dug one of these up, oh wow. So they don't necessarily contain gold. They may contain gems as well. What a good deal. Alright, we can unlock that now. Back to the ballroom, fuck off. Gym's no good. Go with that to try and keep the run going. That does, but not for much longer, I think. Furnace followed by a freezer would be very kind. Furnace. No idea what that is. Might be an office. Fuck off, game. Unless there's something incredible that I can purchase from here to swap with the master key, I'm not interested. That's potentially incredible. What the hell is that? You may rewind time after drawing new floor plans. So if I do a re-roll, I can go back. That's how I read that. Might as well. I know there's no ducks in here, but it's fine. Are you gonna kill me today, game? Furnace? That could have actually been much worse. Are you gonna kill me with a... No, I don't have a compass, and never mind, that's fine. Alright, so I think we will call it there. Damn. 11 triggers though. Remove a crate from the tunnel. I assume it's a tunnel where we picked up the tunnel blueprint. It must be. It's gotta be. So I don't suppose I can download any more packets. Gotta go a long way back for that though. I only tried it once. Good run. It doesn't feel like I accomplished much though. Not this time anyway. It's sort of the issue that I have with this game, even though I am enjoying it. It's just very, very RNG based. Obviously there's things you can do to get better assets, and I still suck at this a lot, but ultimately progression is gatekept by RNG. check out that tunnel in a moment, once we've called it a day. There's nothing new there, but it mentions that we should be able to get incoming mail now. No data packets are available at this time. I assume I need to log into the lab. Inbound electronic mail and communications from offsite, like staff announcements, will not be blocked. Okay, hang on. Wait. Here we go. There we go. Next and previous. November 8th. Hey Simon, how's your first day on the estate? Hopefully you're not having too much trouble drafting rooms, as it can be a bit overwhelming. I'm normally in charge of drafting the rooms for the day each morning, so I know how it goes. And Babbage, no, I know you. Tuesday, just to let everyone know, the estate has been cut off from outside communications, Sinclair's instructions, so I don't think Simon's going to be seeing anything posted here for the time being. Randolph Moore. Now you tell me. And I'm guessing that means electronic mail accounts are disabled as well. And long day, yes, he should only be able to access data currently on system, so if he does figure out the network password, he should be able to read any emails that were on the system on November 6th, as that is when the satellite communications were shut down. November 22nd, I'm getting anxious. Does anyone have any updates on Simon's progress? Kimberly Thompson, the lab. November 23rd, no real word on his progress yet, but it's very hard to say without access to the network from here. I'm monitoring a few things from the offices in Sinker, but it doesn't really paint a picture of what's happening over there. Your guess is as good as mine. War. December 6th, so at this point, we had already been in room 46. Got in there on day 20, I believe. And if we arrived on November 7th, then, you know, that doesn't add up. It's been a month now. Does anyone know when we are expected to return to work? I know we don't have much information at this time about what's happening on the estate, but my sister is planning a trip in a week, and it'd be nice to know if this indefinite leave has any expected end dates. Thanks, Bridget. We saw her name in the pantry. Next day, hey Bridget, thanks for checking in. It's a bit complicated, but the short answer is no. We don't really know when we will be going back to work, so by all means, take that trip and have fun. These indefinite furloughs only happen once in a career. Next day, yes, and I'd like to add that even if Simon has found room 46, so they don't know. And yet we've got the lesser for inheritance. That's confusing though, because I thought Anne was delivering the lessers and the allowance and whatnot. This doesn't make sense, but okay. I'd like to add that even if Simon has found room 46, he will very likely want some additional time alone on the estate to adjust before he summons us back to resume work. If I was placing bets, I would say it's going to last at least be another month, maybe longer. Terrible English. December 20. Land's sakes alive, I'll be blowed. I have absolutely no idea how he's done it, but it appears Simon has somehow re-established his satellite connection from the estate, assuming this isn't a glitch. Either way, now that we have a connection again, I'll be able to check network activity logs and find out what happened. Oh dear, I need to check things, don't I? Let me go outside then. Found something in here. Actually, let me call it a day here, and what I'll do is go outside and then go to the tunnel. Let's just call it here. Size of tomorrow, 5 tomorrow rooms. How did that happen? I checked 2 morning rooms, not sure how we did that. The mail room and the, what was the other one? The sauna. Alright, let me take a very brief look at the admin computer using Randolph's login. And And then I'll go to the tunnel, and then I'll switch to my Paints app, and then I'll call that into the stream because I'm tired. I'll Alt F4 this run. And why it came up in uppercase like that. Right, do I see anything here? That's new. Inbound and outbound permissions and offsite communications of Syncer are fully functional. Nothing's changed here. Still got to find a account which has archive access. The existing video playback functionality on the security terminal has also been removed, so it was there, but it's been removed. No, nothing new there. I'm guessing we may see something new on the log. Unless staff announcements was all that we saw, but I didn't see any clues there. Correction, unless staff announcements is all that we get out of that. But that would be pretty poor because this does mention... No, it says like staff announcements, so maybe that's all we get. Inbound electronic mail. I'm hoping that's something. This experiment though, this seems super interesting. Remove crate from the tunnel. It's got to be referring to this. And lower the water in the reservoir? Where would the water even go? Can we use that to like drain the estate? How many crates do we have in here? I count at least 15 up to this point, and then we got God knows how many beyond that. I think those are crates in the background where I'm pointing my cursor. That's a depressing size, but I mean, let's say we get an experiment where we open the map. We can do it 10 times. We open the map, we lose steps, and we remove a crate. If I'm next to a nurse station, I can exploit that. Alright, so I'm going to call it there. I can barely speak. I can't even form sentences. That's how sick I am at the moment. Twitch, please hang around for a moment. YouTube, thank you for watching. I sincerely appreciate it. I do actually appreciate that some people are actually watching these videos. I don't understand why. I'm a terrible gamer and a terrible speaker and a terrible player, but I'm guessing you're enjoying watching someone new struggle through this game. So thank you for watching. I sincerely appreciate it. And yeah, we'll call it there. I'll probably stream again tomorrow night. I don't know if I'll be in a better condition or not. Hopefully I'll be able to get some work done tomorrow, like actual paid work done, and I'll be in better condition. But as always, we'll see how we go. Alright, so I'm out of here. Thank you everyone. Have a good one. I'll be back with more blueprints very soon. I will see you then.